The Tsavo Man-Eaters, 1898, Kenya. The British were building a railway bridge over the Tsavo River. Two male lions, no manes, later confirmed to be brothers, started coming into the workers' camps at night. They dragged men out of their tents. The workers built thorn fences. The lions came through them. They built fires. The lions came anyway. At first, the lions took the bodies into the bush. After a while, they started feeding right next to the tents. Hundreds of workers walked off the site. Construction stopped. The British Prime Minister was informed in Parliament. The head engineer, Colonel John Henry Patterson, went after them himself. He shot the first lion on December 9th, 1898. It took 8 bullets. He got the second 20 days later. Patterson claimed they killed 135 workers. Modern DNA analysis of the bones puts the number closer to 35. Both lions are still on display at the Field Museum in Chicago. Decades later, researchers examined the teeth. One had a severe abscess, an infected tooth so damaged he could no longer hunt normal prey. He went after the next easiest thing. His brother followed. The Champawat Tiger, female Bengal tiger, Western Nepal, late 1890s. By 1907, 436 people were dead. Guinness World Record, the most people ever killed by a single animal in recorded history. She came into villages during the day, took someone, and dragged them into the forest. The Nepalese army sent over 1,000 soldiers to push her south. She crossed the Sarda River into India. She kept killing. In the Kumaon district, she was moving up to 20 miles between villages. People stopped leaving their homes. Schools closed. Roads emptied. The government sent a 31-year-old hunter named Jim Corbett. It was his first man-eater. He gathered 300 villagers to drive her out of a gorge. When she broke cover, he shot her. She kept coming. His last shot landed 20 feet from where he was standing. He walked to the body and looked at her mouth. The upper and lower right canines were broken, shattered by an old gunshot wound. Years before the first killing ever happened. She couldn't run down a deer anymore. She couldn't catch anything fast. So she adapted. Gustave, a Nile crocodile, Burundi, East Africa. Since at least 1987, this single crocodile has been killing people along the Rusizi River and the northern shores of Lake Tanganyika. The number of deaths blamed on him ranges from 60 to 300. Nobody knows the real number. Most victims were taken into the water and never found. He is believed to be over 18 feet long, close to 2,000 pounds. At that size, he is too slow to catch fish. He goes after larger things. He has been documented taking down adult hippos. He carries 3 bullet scars on the top of his head, from soldiers who shot him with AK-47s at close range and watched him return to the water. In 2004, a team of scientists built a 1-ton steel cage. They spent 2 months in the area. They left without him. He was named by a French herpetologist named Patrice Fay, who spent years studying him and never captured him either. The last confirmed sighting was in 2015. Nobody knows if Gustave is still out there. Nobody has been able to find out. The Leopard of Rudraprayag. Male leopard, northern India, 1918 to 1926. 125 people killed along the pilgrimage routes to the shrines of Kedarnath and Badrinath, paths walked by thousands of pilgrims every year. The leopard came into homes at night. It dragged people out of their beds. People barricaded their doors. The leopard came through the walls, or through the roof. Hunters set steel traps. The leopard pulled free. They put out poisoned bait. The leopard left it alone. The British government offered a reward. Over the following years, an estimated 20,000 hunters, soldiers, and volunteers tried to kill it. None of them could. Jim Corbett was brought in. He spent 10 weeks tracking it. On his last night in the district, he shot it. The leopard had almost certainly started eating people because of the 1918 influenza pandemic. So many people died that the bodies were left out in the open. There weren't enough living people to cremate them all. The leopard fed on the dead. When the pandemic ended and the bodies stopped, it turned to the living. The Beast of Gévaudan. Southern France, 1764 to 1767. Between 60 and 113 people killed. The first known victim was a 14-year-old girl named Jeanne Boulet, attacked while watching sheep. After that, the killings kept coming, in broad daylight in open fields with witnesses. People who saw it said it looked like a wolf, but bigger than any wolf they had seen. Reddish fur, a wide flat head, a dark stripe running down its back. Local hunters tracked it for months and failed. King Louis XV sent his finest hunter to Gévaudan. In September 1765, the hunter killed a large wolf. The attack stopped. 3 weeks later, they started again. More hunters came. More failures. On June 19, 1767, a local farmer named Jean Chastel shot a strange-looking animal in the hills. They cut it open. Inside, human remains. The attack stopped permanently. To this day, nobody agrees on what Chastel shot. A wolf-dog hybrid, an escaped exotic animal? 3 years of killings, hundreds of witnesses. No definitive answer. The Sundarbans, a mangrove delta on the border of India and Bangladesh. Around 400 tigers live there. They eat people. Not occasionally, not as a last resort, systematically, across generations. The behavior has been documented for centuries, passed from mother to cub, normalized inside the population. Between 50 and 100 people are killed there every year. The real number is hard to confirm, because many victims are fishermen and honey collectors who go in alone and are never found. The locals built a specific response. Anyone entering the forest wears a mask on the back of their head, because Sundarbans tigers almost exclusively attack from behind. The masks reduced attacks. The government installed electrified clay dummies along the forest edge to train tigers to associate humans with pain. It worked partially. The attacks continue. There was no Corbett sent to the Sundarbans. No single animal was ever tracked and shot, because there is no single animal. It is not a man-eater that wandered into a territory. It is the territory itself. The Jersey Shore Attacks, July 1916, New Jersey, United States. 12 days, 5 attacks, 4 people dead, 1 shark. Believed to be a bull shark, moved up the coastline and then 11 miles inland up a freshwater creek to a town called Matawan. It attacked children in water less than 4 feet deep. A 12-year-old boy named Lester Stillwell was taken from the creek in front of other children. A man jumped in to pull him out. He was also killed. There was no concept of shark attack as a public threat before 1916. After those 12 days, beach towns across the country closed their shores. The federal government issued national alerts. Shark hunting parties formed along the East Coast. A man named Michael Schleiser caught a shark in New Jersey waters shortly after the attack stopped. Inside its stomach, human remains. In 1974, a writer named Peter Benchley read about the 1916 attacks and wrote a novel. He called it Jaws. Every beach closure, every Shark Week special, every person who hesitates at the edge of dark water. 12 days, 1 animal. The Lions of Njombe, Tanzania, 1932 to 1947. 15 lions, an entire pride, around 1,500 people dead. The deadliest man-eating event in recorded human history. The British colonial government had been killing wild animals across the region to stop the spread of rinderpest, a cattle disease. Zebra, wildebeest, and antelope were shot by the thousands. The lions lost their food source. They turned to people. They hunted in shifts. One group would charge a village while the others waited outside, taking whoever tried to run. They traveled up to 20 miles at night to reach the next target. They never hit the same village twice in a row. They broke through rooftops to get inside. People across the district stopped saying the word lion out loud. They believed speaking the name would cause them to appear. George Rushby, a British game warden, was eventually sent to stop them. A local sub-chief showed him a handwritten list of names. In 4 years, from one small area alone, 230 people on that list had been killed. Rushby spent years hunting the pride. On one of his trips, a 16-year-old boy helped him track. When they found a lioness, Rushby shot it. The boy asked if he could put his spear through its heart. The lions had taken his father the day before.